Okay, that's it. Hello and hi. Welcome back to our Bernama Mobile Studio. This is Amar Yusuf. We got three beautiful lady here with us. We're going to be talking about UNICEF, and we are still here in Langkawi International Convention Center, or the LICC, in conjunction with the 18th ASEAN Ministerial Meeting on Environment, or we call it AMME-18. We got UNICEF here, but we're going to be talking about the youth, and we got three representatives. We have Malaysian youth, which is Celeste Celeste Chung, the youth delegates from Sabah, Malaysia, currently studying in the US. And also we have from the Philippines, we got Alexandra, Nicole, Eclarinal from Bicol, the Philippines. And we got the representative from UNICEF, which is Nasha regarding climates and environment specialist. Welcome to Bernama Radio and welcome to Bernama Mobile Studio. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having us.
Most welcome. Okay, we're gonna start with Nicole. Okay, with 100 delegates working together, you delivered the ASEAN Children and Youth Climate Declaration, the Langkawi Declaration, at AMME today. How did you manage that moment for you personally, and how does that mean for your community back home in Sabah? Celeste.
Well, it was really nerve-wracking, honestly. But then what I really remembered was that I was never really alone in the room. I had 100 youth delegates behind me, and I also had my fellow ASEAN delegates behind me as well. And then I remembered there are also 220 million youths across ASEAN who are also with me, supporting me. And so I knew that I was never really alone. And even though I would say I was slightly scared to begin with, but then I think about all of the people back at Sabah. I think of all the Sabahans who were rooting for me. Especially I think it is such a privilege, especially coming from Sabah, where we've always been underrepresented in regional conversations. And so for me, it was such a privilege that I knew it was an all or nothing movement. You know, and when you have Sabah in your heart so deeply, like me, and you have Sabahan blood in your veins, there are no place for fear. And so I really just channeled everything and gave it my all, because I know that I was never.
Oh, you really played that the spirit of Mount Kinabalu very well. So Sabah is known as the land below the wind.
Yes.
That's what we call Sabah. And what does the climate resilient future looks like to you and the children of across ASEAN?
Well, thinking about how I was going to answer that, I thought back to our declaration, and I think our declaration accurately depicts what we think climate resilience looks like. And the declaration perfectly sums it up. So it's every children not having to fear about going to school, and not having to go to school and fear about what's going to happen, what's going to happen with the climate crisis. And so our declaration really depicts what we think climate resilience looks like in a sense. We really fundamentally think that we should also be involved in, not just as participating, but also as a stakeholder. So youth on the table as a stakeholder as well, hand to hand, joining together to come up with a solution. And therefore, I guess to sum it up, it would be meeting the needs of today without compromising the needs of tomorrow.
Okay. So Nicole, welcome to Malaysia. This is your very first time out of your country, and you are from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicole, in one line, what does the phrase climate policy is child policy means to you? I need to know that as well.
Well, children and youth are actually the least contributor of the climate crisis, but we face the brunt of it. So basically, when we make sure that climate policies are children-centered, we also safeguard our present and our future.
Yeah. We're going to pass this earth to them anyway. So sitting across the ASEAN Ministerial can feel a little bit intimidating. What gave you the confidence in the room when you spoke?
Well, like Celeste, I don't actually feel alone, because I bring my communities with me. I bring our values, our lived experiences, and I feel so powerful right now that I am in this platform, and I get to represent my country, my communities, and I feel like it's really a privilege for me to be here. So yes, we're
among
not alone.
the ministers, secretary, fabulous people like all of you 100
10
youth.
Yeah.
I'm not a youth anyway. Was. So we got here as well, we got Nasha Lee, Climate and Environment Specialist from UNICEF Malaysia. Nasha, what is the importance of the Langkawi Declaration, especially coming directly from children and youth?
I think the Langkawi Declaration, or the ASEAN Children and Youth Climate Declaration, is incredibly important because it brings together, you know, the calls, the demands of children and youth from across ASEAN, one of the most vulnerable, climate vulnerable regions in the world, and it brings together a strong call of action that the time for action is right now, and there is no time to be wasted. And you know, with climate change, we really see it as a child rights issue, where climate change really affects the rights of children in every part of their fundamental lives, from their health to their well-being to their education, to the right to have an opportunity and to have a future. And it's really important that this declaration, the Langkawi Declaration, really acknowledges front and center that children's rights to a safe, clean, healthy and sustainable environment really need to be protected. And we are putting the power into the hands of children and young people from the ASEAN region, which is, as I emphasize again, the most vulnerable region in the world, putting the power right back into their hands so that they can, you know, be a part of co-creating the solutions together with, you know, the decision makers in the room, and together with the members of the business centers as well as governments in the ASEAN region.
So what do you hope ASEAN ministers will take away from the declaration earlier?
Yeah, I really hope that ASEAN ministers will look at this not just as a piece of paper or a statement coming from children and youth from the region, but really to embody it as a strong and powerful, you know, action plan where they can look at the recommendations that children and young people have put forward and look at how they can put this into policies at the national level and the local level, can really look at how do we channel urgent investment that's really urgently needed into child-centered climate action. We can look at how we address climate justice from the point of those that are most marginalized. And today, you know, is the last day of our ASEAN Children and Youth Climate Summit, and we have such wonderful delegates from all over the region here. We've just wrapped up 3 incredible days, and in all our discussions, and it's a, you know, it's a really important summit that UNICEF is co-organizing with our Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability, supported also by Ministry of Youth and Sports. In all of these discussions, we have an empty chair in the room to represent the voices of children that are the most marginalized within our communities, that do not have the chance to be in that space. So we want to keep their views and perspectives front and center in all the decisions that matter to their lives. And we really call on ASEAN environment ministers to also have that perspective of an empty seat in the room for children who are the most marginalized, so that their perspectives can also feed into the decisions that matter
Marginalized, affected by wars and stuff, you know, like we really have to pray for them. Celeste, many young people that may feel small when you deliver your speech to the Meta, what is your message to them?
It's so easy to feel small. Like, I see you and I feel you and I understand you. But I think it's so important to also remember that every storm starts with a single raindrop, and every wildfire starts with a single spark. And you may feel like you're just that one spark, but it's so important to understand that when you have many sparks together, they all join together and they become unstoppable, just like a wildfire. So you go out there and be that spark, and we be that spark as well. And that's sort of what we, together as a unified ASEAN, those sparks are gonna end up together, and we're fundamentally gonna be unstoppable as well.
We're gonna build that fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not gonna be that destructive fire. We're gonna be that fairy fire.
Yes.
We're gonna build up something.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nicole, sitting across the ASEAN ministers, I've asked you that as the Philippines prepares to host ASEAN in 2026, and in light of the Langkawi Declaration, what are your hopes and expectations for ASEAN youth and children?
Well, of course, the most important is I hope there would be more platforms like this for us youth to be included in policy making, especially in climate and environment. So that's my
You
hope.
see, when you say that with your body language, it gave me a goosebump. You know, like, maybe we should delegate more young people to all kind of this stuff, just to save the earth, to sustain a lot of things, good things, and we carry on giving this prosper thingy, you know, to everybody.
And if they are not gonna make space for us, we're gonna claim that space for us. We're gonna take space.
Yeah.
Make it for yourself.
Yeah, make it for
Yes.
ourselves. Let's build this nation to be a great nation, not only us, not only ASEAN, but globally.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe Nasha, you got your final message to everybody.
Yes, I just want to say that, you know, it's incredibly powerful when children and young people are given the space to speak up for themselves, not to only participate in decisions that matter, but actually to be able to influence that decision. And I think maybe just a last call of action is just to remember that every child has the right to a safe, clean, and healthy environment. And that is something that we really need to strive together, all different parts of different communities to come together and ensure that for a child that's growing up in the most remote communities of ASEAN where climate risks are at your doorstep every day, that that child is able to have a future and is able to make a difference in the world.
Okay, so I think that's a very powerful delivery by you and you and you. Thank you for being with us for your time. I know it's going to be quite hectic and busy for this week, but thank you again, UNICEF representative from Sabah, delegate from Sabah. We got Celeste, Chung, we got Nicole. Thank you, all the way from the Philippines. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time in Malaysia. Nasha, thank you so much. Keep all of the good work, and we pray for the best. So that's it. We're gonna come back in a short while. More interviews like this. This is Bernama Mobile Studio signing out. Bye bye. Thank you.